Hello, Jungle Explorer here, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a low pressure valve for whatever kind of system that you have. I'm going to be using this system for my chicken watering system. I'm actually creating a replacement valve for it. The old one's become sun rotted and is fragile and needs to be replaced. So anyways, this is a chicken water here, and these things need about 3 psi as far as 3 pounds per square inch water pressure in order to work right. You can't hook them straight to a regular household watering system and expect them to work right. So you need a low pressure valve. Now they sell some stuff in the store, high dollar stuff to try to do that with, but what I'm going to show you today is how to create a low pressure watering system without having to spend a lot of money. So let me go out here and get outside my chicken coop. Go over here, and what we're going to do is we're just simply going to use a 5-gallon bucket. For this purposes, it would be best to use a dark colored 5-gallon bucket if you can find one. The darkest one I can find locally is at Lowe's. And the reason you don't want to use like a white bucket or anything that has a lot of light penetration is the more light penetration you have into it, the more algae is going to grow in it. So the best thing is to just have a very light colored bucket. So anyways, I'm going to jump right into this, and I'm going to show you how to make this valve system, and it'll be a low pressure valve system for you. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is drill your inlet hole. So for that, I'm just going to go right about here. I would say about 3/4 inch or an inch from the bottom. I'm using a 1/2 inch drill. It's not quite big enough, but with this kind of bucket, it's easy to wallow it out a little bit. So I'm just going to drill this hole here. Well, that drill not very sharp. So what I want to do is get it big enough for this 1/2 inch conduit to go through there, this little nipple. So just gonna wall it out until it actually goes through. This whole drill's just not holding on very good. Almost. Right there. So just goes right through. Okay, so what we're going to do here is take a little tape here, little Teflon tape, and coat the threads. This is going to make it watertight and also make it a little more slick. If you'll hold it in your left hand and go around it like this, you can just wrap this real easy, because it automatically comes off your finger in the right direction. So do that. Then we're going to put it inside this little 1/2 inch female to slip pipe end here. Get this in the gardening section or the irrigation section at the hardware store. Tighten that up in there. This is going to be our inlet, just to let water in. Now, I'm sorry, no, our outlet. Yeah, this is water is going to go out to the watering system. So get this cleaned up here. And now, first thing we're going to do, it's going to take, this is a 1/2 inch EMT nut. I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to run it all the way to the back if possible. You'll have to get this in the electrical department. You could use something else if you could find it, but these are pretty cheap. It's a pretty cheap, easy way to do this. Get a little bit bigger pair of adjustable pliers here and run that all the way to the back. Not wanting to go. Alright, so now if you're like me and you live out and you do a lot of stuff, you should have a nice seal kit. So we're going to look for a seal that'll be just the right size here to go over that. That's a little too big. And try the next size down. Oh, perfect. We're going to put that on there. Okay. Actually, okay, so you see how that is right there. Now, we're going to put that on there. You see down there, is this barely sticking on the inside? Go ahead and grab another one of these seals over here. Put it on there, and then another 1/2-inch EMT nut, electrical metal conduit nut, and we're just gonna tighten this sucker up right like this. And let me get a wrench holding on to that down in there. And oops, tightened it up a little too much. See, my seal came out better, so back off on it a little bit. Over tightened it. Oh, keeps wanting to blow out on me there. I think that'll be about good. Well, the inside one is the most important one. For some reason, can't seem to keep this thing. Okay, it just needs to be watertight. Those double seals there, one on the inside, one on the outside, that'll keep that thing from leaking. So that's done very fast. This here is a little water valve. I took it out of my old bucket there. This little booger kind of, there's many different ones out there. This one seems to last me a good long time. The brass ones tend to go out with my hard water, and this one automatically comes with a quick disconnect press on. So all we need to do here is drill a little hole for it to go through. So let me change out my drill bit here, and we'll just go let's see here, where do I want to put that? Where do I have it on this one here? Right underneath here. So let's just go right underneath here. A little larger. Almost. And there goes that drill again. It doesn't really have to be perfect, this one. There we go. Okay, so that goes in like that. Put this seal on the back side here, like so. Put this nut on there. And this is your inlet. twist it around a little bit on the inside here. Get it nice and snug. There we go. So there's that. So the valve is on. Go ahead and put this back in. And that is as easy as it is. Right there. And it's done. That's the valve. The bucket's ready. Now let me go ahead and put it over here on my put it up here. Now let me explain to you how this works. Basically, when you need a water valve, a low pressure water valve, the hydrostatic pressure, or basically the pressure that gravity provides on water, is just a little bit under half a pound, one half psi, or basically half a pound of psi per every foot of elevation. So every foot you raise it up, you get 1/2 psi. So if it's 4 foot high, you're going to have 2 psi, 6 foot high, around 3 psi, so on and so forth. It's a little bit less, but just round up. And for this operation, I only need 2 to 3 psi, so I just have it on top of this pallet here, secured right there. This is my old valve system. You can see here, this runs to that pipe that goes along the back of my chicken coops. I used to have a lot of chickens I got out of. I used to breed show chickens and stuff, but I got out of that a long time ago, so I just have a few egg layers here, and most of my stuff is kind of getting out of hand. I need to tear all this down. I'm going to do something else with it, so basically just going to bring this around here. And got a wasp. We're in a drought here, and man, there's a lot of wasps here. Got my trusty leather knife here. Always carry that with me at all times, and use it on the farm a lot. I do not want to get stung. There's a lot of wasps. But the good thing about wasps is unless you pin them, they're not going to sting you. So we got the outlet water connected. That's in good shape. All right, now just going to take this 1/2 inch feed line here. I mean, a 1/4 inch feed line. Press it up in there in that quick disconnect, and she's ready to get water. I'm gonna go turn that on. I'll be right back. Okay, so you can hear it going there. You see it working here. Got a little bit of a leak right there. Okay, she just quit. So the valve, the inlet valve's working there. I just had to tighten it up a little bit here and get that leak fixed, and so we got that fixed, and she's good. Put the lid on it, and it'll be good for some time. Okay, well, there it is, all working. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, the Jungle Explorer signing out.